I guess I'm assuming most languages have their own sort of version of sign language, right? Like you have French sign language or things like that. Do you know about that? Like if there's any similarities between ASL and the different sign languages or
Yeah, the funny thing is that ASL was inspired by French Sign Language.
ah.
Oh,
One deaf educator went to France around, I think, 1700, something like that. And France was really excelling in their deaf education. So there was a professor that went over to observe and wanted to apply some things to America, and then he came back and applied it. Like British Sign Language is very different from ASL.
Mm.
Typically, people use two hands or one hand in ASL, but with BSL, you have to use two hands for most signs and even like finger spelling and things like that.
oh,
Interesting. Yeah, because there's like the concept of cognates in languages uh where the same word across different languages may sound the same, right? So and I know that in sign language a lot of the signs are sort of based on more physical things. Like so a lot of the signs will be I don't have like a great example. I'm sure you can think
maybe
of
a
many
D
examples.
looks like a D or something. Like it's
Yeah,
a
like
simple
do you have like
thing.
what's an example of a sign that looks like what it is?
I have an extreme example.
Okay.
All right.
Is it an appropriate example?
Oh, don't worry,
Okay.
it's appropriate. It's a bit
Oh, disturbing?
disturbing. So in Japan, the sign for disabled is like
Oh my
cutting off their hands. I mean, their arms. So,
Got it.
and I know there are some signs there that they use the middle finger, but not like we don't use that in ASL. So I don't know those signs, but I don't remember them. Excuse me. But using the middle finger in like Japanese sign language is acceptable because that's
Got it.
one of the things.
Got it. Yeah, I wonder like if it's easier, like let's say you know ASL or SEE, if it's easier to pick up on different sign languages as opposed to just being a regular English speaker picking up on some foreign language, since you have that sort of visual similarity, maybe.
A little bit. I would say it is more based on culture
Mm-hmm.
and background. Like again with Japan, that sign being like disabled in that way, it's based on perspective of disabled people. So I think in the US, this is me. I'm not speaking for all of the United States people, but I think the attitude towards disabled people is more progressive, more accepting. So it's more like a more positive view, I would say, compared to Japan.
Interesting.
Have you ever traveled abroad?
Only Canada.
In Canada.
But I am flying to Japan
Huh.
next fall.
So
So
wow, okay.
you can give them the disabled sign, cutting your arms off, and they'll know exactly what you. Nice.
exactly. I can just walk into public doing it.
That is funny.
Oh wow, though. But yes, how is Canada's infrastructure and I guess not infrastructure, but culture around deaf and translating?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a difficult question because I don't have a ton of
Right,
experience with
yeah.
their translation, but it really could depend on knowing the culture, like I said, and also knowing like their signs. Again, with stand up, it's a context. So knowing more about that background and stuff. That would be my assumption.
Hmm.
And what
I
are
see
you going to Japan for?
So my parents their gift for graduation is to take a trip to Japan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Also, my grandma's from Japan, so
Oh, nice.
that's part of the reason why my dad wants to go visit where his family's from. So
Very cool.
Wow.
and my great grandpa was a mafia boss in Japan.
Whoa.
Very nice.
I mean,
great
that's
great grandma or grandpa.
grandpa.
Grandpa. Oh, I heard Mr. Oh, yeah.
That would be
Yep.
crazy.
That would, wow. Wow. That's. But yeah, I really want to go to Japan at some point. I haven't been to Asia, but I feel like that'd be incredible. It'd be. Yeah.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that you're excited for that.
I'm just hoping there's no earthquake while I'm there.
Yeah.
True.
Fingers crossed.